From the outside, it started in Connecticut.
Go, go, go! Woo! Yeah!
The first podium for Subaru in 3 years.
Well done, man. Yes, well done.
The first Rallycross podium for Chris Atkinson.
It was a long final, it was a long 10 laps. It seemed to go on forever, but that was awesome.
The loyal fans could now see the progress firsthand.
Subaru!
A second place for Patrik Sandell continued their ascent.
Good job. Oh man, thank you. Good job. You guys deserve it. Thank you.
Fourths in Canada and Atlantic City set aside.
Not the result we wanted, but we know we're fast, so we'll be back. You have days like that, chin up and on to the next one.
This team now expects podiums and wins. Double pole positions and 2 more podium finishes in Seattle was the consistency they demanded.
To have 2 separate races one day after another and to be consistent and competitive both days is a new step for us.
3 podiums in 4 races. After years of toil, the exhilaration, the relief electrified the Subaru fans. Now, at the final event in the 2017 Global Rallycross season, their moment has arrived. A chance to put one last stamp on the season that changed the game.
LA is always a tricky one, and I think it's a really tricky weekend because it's a single header, and what that breeds is carnage, unfortunately.
A chance to look back at where the seeds of growth were first planted. And remind ourselves of the tremendous battle of the teammates on and off the rally stages, now that the dust has settled. This is where 2017 is put to bed, and the focus shifts to 2018, but not before one last run at the podium in the port of Los Angeles. This is the Season 5 finale of Launch Control. It's another California sunrise in Los Angeles. This is the final day of the 2017 Global Rallycross Championship.
Trying to do a team photo. It's kind of like herding cats.
We haven't really had an official team photo in, I don't know, 5 years maybe? A big one like this. Yeah, we had a lot smaller photo a couple years ago.
While it doesn't show on the surface, this is a team under serious pressure.
LA is always a tricky one, and I think it's a really tricky weekend because it's a single header. You've only got one final to show what you can do, so there is a lot of pressure on that one event.
Okay, single line. So everyone, if we need to accommodate
their own expectations outweighing everything else.
When we started the season, it was kind of funny because Lance said that, we need to focusing on being top 5. But we checked that box off pretty quickly, and then he said that, okay guys, it would be fun to get a podium.
The car just got faster and faster, the podiums came, and then more and more podiums, and then poles, and it's all getting closer and closer to that first victory.
The progress is very inspiring to all of us. We're achieving something.
There is no denying it. Subaru Rally Team USA's Rallycross program has made huge strides.
The team have been working so hard together. We're starting off testing last March down in Phoenix. Me and Chris together with all the engineers and everybody at Vermont Sports Cars and the support from Subaru, been able to now have a car that we can actually win qualifying with.
The season started with high hopes. A new driver lineup in place and a winter of testing under their belt. Subaru expected to come out strong. While they had made massive steps forward with a new car, the initial races revealed unexpected issues they needed to overcome.
Sometimes you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
I think we were a little bit disappointed at the start of the year. We knew we'd made such a huge step with the car, and we really hoped to come out probably stronger in the beginning than we did, but every other team worked hard as well and made a big step, and we were still a bit behind them, and that was frustrating for us, and that made us work even harder in the rest of the year.
After the difficult start, The fourth round of the championship turned the page.
Yeah!
It was their first podium in over 3 years. The sense of relief was palpable.
To get to that podium in Thompson was massive, and I think it was more relief than a celebration. You know, we knew we could do it. We knew the car was fast and the team was awesome. We just hadn't got it over the line. And once you tick that first box, it becomes easier after that.
From that moment on, Subaru put together their strongest season in the team's history. And it isn't over yet. That's why, with this last event ready to start, the team is more focused than ever. Two Subarus side by side, and the last opening heat race of the year goes green. It's a 5-wide drag race down the front straight. Sandell lifts and drops back inside for a safer line. Atco holds the racing line up front, and it costs him. The back end of his Subaru is used as a ramp, resulting in serious damage to his rear suspension and alignment. Sandell runs clean in second, in pursuit of the leader.
You're second place now, so keep going, keep going.
Atkinson struggles in fourth, but hasn't given up. He opts for the Joker early.
Merge right, merge right, merge right. Stay with Patrik. Half car length back to the Honda now.
Sandell's clear run gets obstructed when a competitor jokers in front of him.
Stay there, stay just keep the pace now, Patrik.
But with a joker in hand, the favor is returned.
Prepare for joker. Take a good run, take a good joker.
He's into first.
Clear, clear. Inside, coming on inside, close, close, close. You're hurt. Coming on inside, protect, 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 protect.
He pulls away from the rest of the field for the heat win.
Good drive. First. Awesome drive, Patrik.
Back at service, it's a tale of two Subarus. Sandell's heat win has kept his car in pristine condition, while Atco's blue Subaru is in distress. The damage caused by the rear impact is not an easy fix, and will likely throw his race setup off.
We got a good start, and then Patrik ducked in behind me and got up the inside. I had some understeer, so I let him through, and then I got cleaned up by dying from behind. Don't know whether he did some damage. After that, I just struggled to have a good feeling and do a pace to catch him and pass him. But Patrik did a good job, so it's good to get one of the cars in for a victory there.
Two race drivers from opposite ends of the world, battling towards the same goal, on the same team. A similar dynamic also made for one of the most compelling rally seasons in recent memory. When the rally season began in February, both Travis Pastrana and David Higgins had confirmed a commitment to the full rally championship. Higgins and Drew were the obvious favorites to retain their title, and after the opening round, it seemed clear that Pastrana and Durant had a mountain to climb if they were going to take the title away.
We had to win 3. And I looked at it, I said, we have a shot at winning the winter rally. So right away, starting out where I felt pretty good, and then David just turned it on and blew us out of the water.
We won the rally by a big margin, and that was a good sort of start to the championship where you think, yeah, we're on our way again.
But at the second round in Oregon, the underdog proved he had some fight.
I looked at Robbie and going in the Oregon Trail, and I said, look, if we want any chance at this season mattering, at the races mattering, at the rest of this year being relevant, we have to win this race. And to have Robbie by my side to literally go into a race saying, we're either gonna win this race or we're gonna crash. I don't know if it's confidence or delusion, but we both had it.
We both know the road so well. It's like a racetrack where I think we lost the rally by 3 or 4 seconds or something, then just one of those rallies where the year before it was hard to get the time back, and it was the same again this time.
After 4 rounds, Pastrana trailed Higgins 3 victories to 1. A record-breaking upset win up the Mount Washington hill climb gave Pastrana a boost of confidence heading into the second half of the season.
to get the record here, Mount Washington, it is something that's real close to everyone's heart at Vermont Sports Car. It means a lot. It's really cool. Beat the record. The Subaru is the best car I've ever driven, and that run up the hill it's going to take some work. I'm not saying it can't be beat, but it's going to take some work.
The New England Forest Rally looked to be the deciding event in the championship. A victory for Higgins would seal the deal.
I looked at Robbie looked at me, knowing that not only do we have to win both rallies, but we had to have a lot of luck and we had to win a lot of stages. We went all out, and when there was a jump, we just marked it as max. He thought he broke his back because we took a jump too far.
I'm a traditional person that's come through rallying from grassroots. You wouldn't have wanted to win a rally by your teammate not being able to continue because of his co-driver being injured.
That was a huge blow. But just when you think all is lost, Greg Dorman steps up to the plate. We get him out of the bar the night before. He's like, yeah, I can do this. And we're all kind of joking around. And we're like, sure, that'll be good.
We'll get him to the finish.
Man, it might be the last time you wear that suit.
Then when the event started, that second day, things weren't as what we thought they were going to be.
And we won the third stage of the day. So the fact that Greg allowed us to push, yeah, David had bad luck, but we created that bad luck, and thank you, Greg. It's awesome.
Thanks.
Then afterwards again, we realised that it's now going to come down to a Ojibwe, things are going to change.
With the bad luck hopefully behind them, Higgins and Drew looked to finish the job at the last round of the American Rally Association Championship, the Ojibwe Forest Rally.
We were put on the back foot very, very early on in the rally because we hit a rock on the very first stage which damaged one wheel and damaged the tyre, so then automatically I was left with 4 tyres to do 133 miles of the rally with.
What started as a gentleman's competition turned into an all-out battle.
The rally was pretty much out of his hands to win, but he could still win more stages. And Robbie and I said, okay, what stages do we have to win to beat a Manx man who lives in Wales in the rain? For me, like, we're good in the rain, but we're not that good.
The tiebreaker system meant that Higgins could win the championship by winning more stages than Pastrana. From there, a game of strategy began to take its course.
I wouldn't have put 4 tyres on because, let's say for example, Travis gets a puncture going into that stage and he wins a rally still on a rally that he couldn't have won. I would much rather win it by winning 4 rallies against his 2 rallies.
By the time the final 2 in-town stages began, the number 75 team had their back up against the wall. They needed to win both stages against a super special master. The pressure proved too much, and a mental error conferred the bittersweet win to Pastrana.
Could we have lost him? Yeah. Could we have crashed every second of every stage? Of course. But really, we won that rally by 0.4 of a second on the last proper stage. And we won the championship by 0.4 of a second. I mean, it's nothing.
This one we won, it doesn't go down as a bad season, doesn't go down as a good season, just goes down as not being my season.
Higgins and Drew's title run of 6 years straight ends with a new challenge for 2018.
When you know that same guy's got exactly the same tools and they've won in the same thing, well, you've got to take your hat off to them and say, well done.
Were we the better driver? No, but we did exactly what we needed to do and we got the win. It's probably my biggest accomplishment of my racing career, and I just can't thank Subaru enough for giving us such good equipment that we could literally break a co-driver's back. The car didn't break. Sorry, Robbie.
Back in LA, after a strong Heat 2 performance, Sandell sits on deck for the 3rd and final heat race. But first, it's Atkinson's turn.
Go all the way in, all the way in. Get up there, in there. Get up in there, outside. Now watch your left side down here. It's inside, still there. Don't give it.
He needs a strong result to have any chance for success this weekend. He cuts inside, but the battle is fierce. No one needs to save their car for the next event. And for most, there's not much left to lose. A solid out and in maneuver bumps him to 3rd. A smart joker call, and he's back up to 2nd. A strong finish after a difficult couple of heats. Now, it's up to Sandell. With a heat win and a second place, a top 3 finish would place him where he needs to be for the semis. Down the straight, Sandell drops into third up to the first corner. A wide line rarely works, but it pays off this time. He's up to second. When all the jokers are taken and the dust settles, Sandell completes the cycle with a first, second, and now a third place heat result. Three strong heat results. We've seen this pattern already this year. In Atlantic City,
I think for me the real turning point was Atlantic City, and then be able to lead that final for most of the laps, and I really felt like I was back in my game.
I came out of that corner in Atlantic City and we were both in a good position in turn 1, and unfortunately a car hit my rear wheel and broke it, and the first thing I jumped on the radio and said, how much of a lead has Patrik got? I wanted to know. He was up the road, I could see the carnage going on, and I knew if he had a lead he could get a podium, and if it wasn't going to be me, he's the next best guy to get it.
Subaru continued their GRC rise. The second podium of the season, just one step away from the win.
Just to get all the way up there again on a podium, it meant so much to me personally, and also to be able to bring that to the team and to the boys that are working so hard. That was really the key moment for me this year.
Sandell's success proved this team could land on the podium at every event, and that's exactly what they did. Seattle's double podium result was a new milestone, having never podiumed on back-to-back days.
You got 2 strong cars, 2 strong drivers, and that makes life a lot easier for a team.
The numbers tell the story. 3 podiums in the previous 4 races. Top 5 finish in 6 of their last 8. They aren't planning to slow their momentum this weekend here in LA. In racing, past achievements are quickly forgotten. It's what you do next that remains in focus. Heat races form your grid spot in the semis. That's it. Now you need to own the semifinals for a chance at a podium. Both Subarus run in the same semifinal. Sandell inside, Atkinson out. They crush the launch and lead the pack off the line. Sandell's position gives him the clearest path to victory, while Atco will battle from the outside. He drops to 5th and will not recover. At the front, Sandell has clean air, but is under attack from behind. He'll hold the lead for the entire race until the last lap, when the defending champion takes the joker and comes out in front. Second place for Sandell places him well for the final. Atco will start from the back of the grid. In service, grid strategy is the focus. One last race to stamp their mark on the season. One last chance at that elusive victory.
Honestly, being in the back row but on the inside, you've got 2 cars on your left in front of you, and given how this track is shaking out all the way around turn 1 and turn 2, if we can tuck in 3rd place on the apron going down into turn 2 and keep other cars on the outside, that's really the only play we've got. And Patrik needs to stay clean. You know, the number one thing really is to avoid damage.
Now, I think I'm in a good starting position. Second row inside.
Good. Yeah, no, it's a really good starting position. As long as they don't get these 2 don't get too crash happy around you and take you out, we'll be fine.
One by one, the cars clean their tires and take their grid position. It's tense. For other teams, there's a championship on the line. For Subaru, it's their growing reputation at stake. The sold-out crowd watches in anticipation. 10 cars blaze away.
Stay. Hold on. You're here. go, clear, go, 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 go. Go.
Sandell fights to hold the inside line. He slots into second. Downfield, Atkinson is making moves. He started last on the grid, but is climbing fast. He jumps 2 spots and is up to 6th, but his bad luck in LA continues. A slow puncture eliminates any chance at a good result. He limps on for a few more laps before he's forced to retire to ensure his teammates' success. Sandell is holding his ground near the front. Another second-place finish is within his grasp, but the defending champion is reeling him in slowly, with the Joker lap still in hand.
Joker now, speed is taking to Joker now, so try to get him. Okay, up in the tail, clear from behind. We are currently 3rd place. Everyone behind us had Joker, switching from behind. Try to stay clean. Arpin is 3 cars behind us, but it's still there. We're coming out on the last lap soon.
Sandell drops to 3rd and does his best to reel the leaders back in, but will run out of laps. He's over the line in 3rd, marking the team's 4th podium in 5 races.
Good work, Patrik. 3rd is good.
Subaru, you make me cry right now. Thank you so much. In the hyper-focused effort to succeed, every small hurdle can seem like a mountain. Emotions ride the ups and the downs. As I said on the radio when I crossed the finish line, I'm crying now for the team. They have done such an incredible job to be able to give me this car that I can go back-to-back podiums now all the time, and it's just an insane feeling. I'm so grateful. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
This has been the best year we've had since 2014. It's been amazing with Patrik, and it's my last event with the team as his lead technician, so it's a bit bittersweet, but it's really nice to end on a good note.
But it's official. In 2017, the highs clearly outnumbered the lows.
Starting from the outside and in the back, you're always going to be in the mess and in the carnage, and that's what happened. And made up 4 spots in the first half a lap in the final, so we were on a charge, and then we got a slow puncture and had to slow down and then chilled out on the side of the track and watch Patrik run around and get that podium.
Back on the podium, these guys are still very, very strong, so we have some more work to do over the off-season. I know we're going to do it, so next year you're going to see me in the middle instead.
When you step back and widen your gaze, looking at the bigger arc, that's when you realize where you started and from where you've come.
To be fair, you look back at the season and this team has been amazing. The growth that it's made, the improvements that it's made to the car, I think everyone can see that, and it's exciting for the future.
Couldn't be prouder for the team and the effort they've made this year for Subaru. We've gotten 4 podiums in the last 5 races. We're a threat for the front at every race we go to now. The team's excited, the fans excited, and we can't wait to fight for the front at every race next year.
For this dedicated and passionate team, this has been a year of results.
It's pretty rad. It's just true American hill climbing. It's good that it's gone.
A year of change.
They did a good job and they went well.
It is a dream come true. He's my mentor, my coach. I couldn't have been here without that guy.
You've just got to take your hat off to him and say well done and enjoy it while it lasts.
A year of success. And ultimately, a year of growth.
We know we've still got a bit of a step to go to get the VWs, and that's the next goal. We want to be competitive for a whole season, every weekend, not making mistakes, not having issues, and fighting for the championship.
We're equally looking forward to the off-season. We've already started for next year, so it's exciting to see our progress, and we're going to try to keep going.
give us the winter, and it'll be another step again. I'm very confident of that.
First place next year, so.
Yeah, I know.
He said we got your word on it.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna keep pushing. With everything we built up during this year, we will be able to carry on now to next season, and I'm so excited to get going. So hopefully the winter goes by quick, a lot of cross-country skiing, and then I'm ready for the next year.
Now, the off-season must bring the next step forward. It's there where the next seed of growth will be planted. It's where a new day will have the chance to outdo the last. This is Launch Control.